You're living in home sweet home, Hampton Roads. You're living in.
Our Keller Williams Allegiance office is finally open and ready for people to walk through. We're so excited. All the pieces are being put into place and coming to life. Jessica has been brought on to help grow and train our new agents.
A win is helping our agents get business, hold business, recurring business. I want to help them be realtors and business owners and not just selling real estate.
Our new office manager, Brad, is getting things in order.
All the time and effort that we're putting in here will pay off in the long run.
And my business partner, Kathleen, is super busy bringing on new office personnel and agents as well.
Here in Yorktown, we probably have another week or two before we are done as far as construction, and then it's gonna be a matter of just bringing in the right agents and forming the brokerage the way that we are visioning it.
Kathleen and I were recently out at lunch where we met our new agent, Shanon Curtis. I've been waiting to recruit her for a while, and to our delight, she recognized the opportunity our new brokerage represented and was quick to sign on with Keller Williams Allegiance. One of the things we love about Shanon is that she has a heart of gold and a style all her own. It's hard to miss that intriguing tattoo on her arm.
I think a lot of people have a perception of what someone's personality may be like if they're covered in tattoos. And it's carried a stigma over so many years, and I'm hoping to normalize it to say, hey, I'm the average everyday person and I'm here to help you and I'm professional. I also express myself through tattoos. This morning, I'm here in Gloucester, Virginia to TOUCAN Tattoo to see my friend Jerry and get another tattoo. The one I have on my arm is 4 different sessions, and each piece all represents the beach. When you're on the beach, all your worries go away. Just life is good and can't get any better. And then I have another piece on it that says, for those I love, I will sacrifice. And that goes toward mainly my family. It represents that no matter what they're going through, I'm gonna be there. I've been getting tattooed by Jerry for probably 15 years now. He's a great friend. I have a sister who has a lot of medical issues, and he's always been #1 to be there to help.
I have been in this shopping center since October of '97. Well, this area, just generally has a lot of military, which is a good benefit to a tattoo studio because the military guys and women like to get tattoos. COVID came and it slowed us down and shut us down for a little while, but we've been steady moving forward. It seems to be fading away. I think it's going to be gone away from here soon, and I'm looking forward to that.
I love tattoos because it's a way for me to express myself. Every tattoo comes with lots of thought, planning, and I can express something that's important to me that'll last forever. Yeah, I've got this idea to go along with my beach scene.
I see.
Yeah.
I like that. That looks very nice.
I was thinking about getting it on my leg, upper hip, thigh area.
Oh, that's good. It's got a nice potential to work right there really well.
Everyone knows I love the beach, and playing off of what I already have, it's another big mermaid, but it's got a splash of color. It's a water painting kind of look to it.
I think it could be quite sizable to do a good job.
I trust him. He always makes you feel comfortable.
This is a beautiful piece of art that you've picked. I'd like to change it, quite a bit so that it makes it yours and mine.
Yeah. He's open to your suggestions, but with his expertise, he's always there to tell you what may or may not work.
Of course, it'll be facing this way.
Yes.
And the tail can open up, and maybe we could do a little bit of different things with her hair, maybe a little more jewelry. It's a very nice tattoo, a really good image that can stay with somebody for their entire life. It flows. It has a lot of feminine lines to it, which will work good for her. It can provide for a tattoo that she's going to love for her whole life.
But today, Jerry is just giving me the smaller tattoo on my forearm, which simply says one word: persevere. It stands for how my sisters and I live our lives. I'll come back later for my new Major Mermaid artwork. I cannot wait.
Well, the process, it was a straightforward tattoo. She described what she wanted, and from there I took and drew up one that was out of my head, and she liked it. We make a gelatin-based, spirit-based copy that actually imprints on the skin so I can see where I'm going to put it. And we can let the customer look at that, and move it if we need to, or make it smaller or larger if we need to. And then we will use that print to proceed and tattoo it into the skin.
So in real estate, especially in this market where listings are going fast, doesn't matter what's going on in your life, you need to be ready to pick up that phone and go show that house.
Hey, how are you?
A buyer called me seeing a new listing that came up on the market and he wants to see it. So as soon as I'm out of here, going to show a house. I love it. It's perfect. So my sister Stephanie was diagnosed with a brain tumor in 2009, and she's had lots of complications from that. She had a brain surgery that caused a lot of complications, and it's kind of spiraled to a lot of other medical issues. She's my hero. Watching her just keep moving forward when it's easy to not to. So for me, no matter what happens, she's my strength, and it's just a reminder that it's going to get better. Go ahead and move forward, get past it. And then my other sister, Stacy, she had just opened a salon in January of 2020, and then 2 months later, COVID hit. She persevered, got through it, and her doors are still open. Coming up, there's a new $1 million new construction home for sale, but there's a little something unorthodox about the property that could spook my buyer.
You're living in.
So I just got some new ink from my favorite tattoo artist, Jerry, at TOUCAN in Gloucester. Now I'm back here in Yorktown where hopefully I can get some ink from my client and get this home under contract. I'm meeting the listing agent, THERESA of RE/MAX Capital, here at the house.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi,
so good to see
how are you?
Oh gosh, well, Shannon and I are friends. The RE/MAX Capital invited her to one of our award banquets, and she came with a friend, an agent partner of mine, who's really good friends with Shannon, and that's how Shannon and I connected. Notice? So why don't we take a walk, and we'll start this way?
I'd love to see it.
Shannon, there are so many unique things about this house, including like it's all custom, including the chandeliers. We come into the kitchen with the white cabinets. The granite has got so many nice colors that you can work with.
I love it.
The buyers can like make it their own, even though it's almost built. They can still, there's some custom things they can do. And then the family room back here is just peaceful and tranquil, and the beams are just amazing.
Gorgeous, yes. I love the detail.
It's all custom built, the cabinets and everything, and with all the trim work on the fireplace above the mantle. I think it's a very peaceful setting.
I think this property is going to be great for my buyer. He's been looking for a while, and there's not been much on the market. He's had to compete with other buyers to win a bid, and didn't really have the time to look for new construction from the beginning. So this one come up on the market, it happened to fall through, and he doesn't have to wait so long. A lot of the construction has already been done, so he can, maybe have an input on some details and make it his own.
Shannon, let's look at the master. Here you have the master is on one side of the house, while you have the additional bedrooms on the other, so you have your privacy. In the master bath, we're going to have a walk-in shower. It's peaceful because you have the trees behind you. Down the way, you have the Pocosin River. Okay. But you don't have flood insurance here. It's not required.
That's fantastic. So this house is located in Tab in Yorktown, and it's on a secluded lot. So the back of the house is very private. It's wooded, so you don't have another neighbor or house or backyard. There's no busy roads, so it's in a great location.
Shannon, so when we come out the master bath, we come into a covered porch, and then we come out to a little a deck. You can enjoy like the tranquility of the trees and the birds right now.
I like it. I definitely think this is going to work for my
and we're
clients.
going to be putting glass here, so and it'll actually be,
And how long before this is actually done?
We're looking at 3 weeks max.
Okay.
We're finishing
Very
the
good.
touches and all, and those little details, the last little details.
Okay. Another interesting fact about this lot is that there is a cemetery on the side that is a joining lot to this home. And it just, the history of this area comes through. It's been there since, you know, the 1800s.
Yeah, some buyers are freaked out by it. Some, like myself, I mean, I think it doesn't bother me at all. The Hobsons and their ancestors were very rare African-American landowners here in York County, dating back to the 1800s, and they owned vast acres of land. Before this Hobson passed away, his dying wish was to be buried on the property. Eventually, most of the land was sold off to developers, but with the provision that whoever bought this piece of land would promise not to disturb the gravesite and maintain it.
At first, the idea of spending $1 million on a house and having to care for a family cemetery on the property, it could have been a deal breaker. But after learning the fascinating history of the site, my client is all in. I'm back here at the office at Keller Williams Allegiance in Yorktown. I just finished showing a new construction $1 million home. I'm close to closing my first deal here at KW. I'm looking forward to what the future holds. Stay tuned.
For more information about this house, check out our website at homesweethometv.com.
You're living in.
On our first season of Home Sweet Home Hampton Roads, you may remember Angela Johnson. She often would visit Hampton Roads from Northern Virginia, and as a woman of faith, found the shoreline along beautiful Chesapeake Avenue bordering Hampton and Newport News a serene place to find peace and prayer. You see, her son Drew was an Army vet diagnosed with PTSD and at the time was incarcerated in California while being falsely accused and standing trial for a horrific crime.
I was traveling back and forth to California to see my son, and it was difficult to continue to see him at the prices that the hotels were charging.
Those ongoing exorbitant hotel bills nearly depleting their family's savings. But as she continued praying for her son, she always felt somehow divinely attached to this old mansion facing the bay. Her son was ultimately exonerated of the alleged crimes and is doing fine. But it was right after that ordeal, Angela noticed that the mysterious house, which seemed to have been calling her, was online, being sold at auction with only a few minutes left to bid. Without hesitation or even understanding exactly why, she quickly placed a single bid, far below the assessed value of the property, but felt instinctively that somehow she would win the bid. And guess what? Miraculously, she did.
I know! Thank you. I know.
And she felt she knew her purpose and the purpose for the house. It was quite simple: to renovate it as a free guest house for families of military service people in Hampton Roads going through what she had experienced while supporting a military loved one while facing legal challenges.
In the process that I went through with him, I said, Lord, if I can help anybody else not to have to go through this, to just cut down on one expense, and that would be the housing. And I knew.
But she needed help bringing this old stately manor back to its original glory. And as a realtor, I did my best to connect her with the best people in the business to help her. My friend, contractor, and military vet, as well as owner of Pinnacle Development, Mr. Terrence Jackson, heard her story and eagerly answered the call, and even did the entire job at cost.
So when I met the Johnsons, it was a very emotional meeting. Nobody should have to go through the stress of having a son and or veteran placed in a situation like that, so I felt compelled to be a part of this project, and I'm going to see it to the end.
He came in, he did his assessment, and he went through everything that he knew that would need repair. We went over the list of those things, and he got right on it. He got, craftsmen, skilled people to make sure that they were able to keep the integrity of the architectural integrity intact. From electrical to plumbing to plaster, the floors being refinished, the ceiling, which had stucco, being smoothed out, getting the windows operable. Just a long laundry list.
And to see this estate now after 2 years of renovation and everything that Angela has been through is overwhelming.
When I walked in, I mean, I words can't even begin to explain how I felt. It was amazing. It was an overwhelming feeling of, wow, look at what she did.
Anita has been a trooper. I mean, she's been a joyful warrior right alongside me. She's been there every step of the way. She came when it was still boarded up and it was dark, and you'd come in and it was mildew and mold, and she'd be dressed to the nines and still with all her personality. Nothing about the house brought her down because she knew the vision.
I walked in, and of course the first person I saw was Angela, and I don't know why I was emotional today, but I felt the tears coming. I just wanted to hug her and squeeze her real tight, and then I wanted to see the whole house. But I wanted to hug her and look at the house at the same time. I don't know how that's possible, but that's how I felt. What she's created is something that is so wonderful for our military community, especially those that are going through some challenging situations. And she's opened up this amazing home to house them and to have peace and serenity while they're going through that. And what better, I mean, what they get to look at all that they get to take in. So I'm very pleased, I'm very proud of her. She did an amazing job.
And what Angela explained to me was that working on this project in so many ways was actually very therapeutic after all she had been through with her son.
I just wanted to be able to maintain some joy during the process, because working on the house was actually a source of healing for me. So the more we would do, the better I feel. The more we would do, the more confidence. Every little bit of improvement, it was like I was being restored while the house was being restored.
And now the restoration is complete and it's time to open the doors.
Finally, that has always been a dream, to do that. As I cut that ribbon, I knew that it was time to open those doors to people who are in a tough spot and let them know that they're okay. There is no greater satisfaction than being able to do that.
And there's no greater satisfaction for this military mom and now hostess to military families to start her day with the sights and sounds from the largest naval base in the world right across the water.
And I love having the naval base. I love it. Every morning at 8 a.m. on the dot, they play the national anthem. Every morning at 8 a.m. when I hear it, I just stop in my tracks and I just feel just that sense of honor. I go outside, I put my boots out in the welcome mat for my families at that time.
The ribbon has finally been cut on this military family guest house, and coming up, we'll get a closer look at all of the rooms in this incredible 3-story masterpiece.
You're living in.
The ribbon has been cut, and word is getting out about this wonderful home, which will be free housing for families of military service people in town to support their loved ones while facing legal challenges. Folks from right here in the neighborhood to all over Hampton Roads are stopping by to see this beautiful property and to congratulate Angela on this dream come true.
That door, right? It's original and looks great, and you open up into the foyer and it's spectacular. You got a grand staircase and everything, is crisp and done very well in its renovation. And then the artistry, she's done a great job with furniture and wall hangings.
I am just overwhelmed by what she has done with this place. I think that for her to have done something like this, it could only be done by somebody who has a heart or has experienced something like this. For her to have done this is nothing but love.
Seems when everyone hears Angela's story, they're eager to help out.
Terrence told DAVINA Hughes about the assignment that I had in my vision for the house, and I met with her. I was working, going back and forth to Northern Virginia, so a lot of times I couldn't be on site, and she was excited about the project. She's like, this sounds like something that is really going to have a huge impact on the community and veterans at large. I want to be part of it.
I came out, I met with Angela, and I was blown away by her heart and her goal and even her story of how the house even, came to her. So everything about it just felt like a God thing. Originally, it was like we want to do each room with a military theme, which I love that idea.
The master bedroom is the Army room. It's comfortable and it just has all the mementos and the feeling of, giving you that sense of pride that you served, and that's your team. Next to that, we have the Coast Guard room. Sometimes the Coast Guard kind of just don't get as much of the adulation that they deserve. So I wanted to do something a little grander and just make it super comfortable for them.
I'm from Mobile, where we have a very large Coast Guard base, and the Coast Guard is kind of really overlooked, and so I love the fact that we really made that room extra special, and it was one of the larger, spaces, and to really make the Coast Guard feel like they were included in on it as well.
Next door to that is the Marine room, and the Marines are the Marines, so it's just very straight-laced, and it's about business, and it's about integrity and strength and honor. When you go upstairs, it's the Air Force room. It kind of looks a little loungy, advice that I got from Davina. Kind of a richer tones in that room, and it's just comfortable. That's the only room that has 2 beds, so with like a mother and child can stay in that same room without splitting up. And then we have the Navy room, which is just kind of a little more antique oriented, but with art flair that pays its own tribute to the Navy officers.
Even distinguished Newport News City Council officials, including Sharon Scott, are on hand.
This is a really awesome project for the City of Newport News. As most people know, we are the city of veterans, and not only that, we have active duty military here, and just so many people come here from the military and they don't go back. Wherever they came from, they actually stay.
Such a worthwhile project right here in Hampton Roads.
There's an opportunity, some synergy there with what she's doing and what we're actually doing here in the City of Newport News with our reentry programs from our Newport News City Jail and some of our other ancillary programs that are attached to reentry. So there's a great opportunity. And I think we should have the whole council come and check it out.
And before I knew what was happening, I turned around and suddenly shocked to see a real blast from my past. I was surprised today by my best friend of, I don't even want to say the number of years, but let's just say we go back to college. And of course, her adorable dog, Fina. I'm sitting here talking with Angela, I had no clue. And she pops in. I was blown away.
I met Angela, the homeowner of this beautiful home, at our yard sale. She told me where she lived, and it just dawned on me that she was on Home Sweet Home, Hampton Roads. And I was like, I love that house. I saw you, and we just started talking. I said, Anita's my college roommate. I mean, we lived together for 7 years.
All in all, this was a great day for everyone here. Even Angela's family, including her granddaughter, helped out by arranging flowers in the hallway to her wonderful, supportive husband, William.
And he supported me 100%.
She's done a wonderful job. This was her dream, and to play any role to help her to meet her goal has brought me a lot of satisfaction. And I love it here.
Honestly, what's not to love? From the minute you arrive to this beautiful home and you see the welcome mat.
When they say at ease, I feel that they say, I'm okay. I'm going to be okay here. I think that that's a message that resonates loud and clear before you even open the door.
And with that, concludes season 2 of our show. Wow, to reflect back on this season and all the adventures and all the locations and the people that I've had a chance to be a part of was incredible. I smile thinking back. I mean, there's several things come to my mind right now. Of course, Bull Island and the 301-year-old house. I think about the double beach house story and so many others. And it's been great to show you how the new real estate brokerage, Keller Williams Allegiance, got started and is now taking off. I've enjoyed introducing you to so many of the incredible people and places that make Hampton Roads the most incredible place to live and work, and why it's one of the best kept secrets in the country, hidden right here in the middle of the East Coast. Thank you so much for watching. This has been an incredible season. I cannot wait. I do have to do a quick thank you to the crew, the staff, all the people behind the scenes that you don't even know about. But more importantly, I want to thank the audience for tuning in every Sunday to catch us. We are looking forward to next season. Stay tuned. Season 3 coming up. Bye. And before I forget, for more information about this incredible guest house and how we can feature you and your story next season, go to our website at homesweethometv.com.
You're living in.